Hi, and thanks for joining me. So I'm just about to set off on my the second stage of my cruise, and looking at the guidebooks, etc., it's going to be a bit of an up and a down next few days. By that I mean I've got to go down something like 20 locks, a drop of about 130 feet in total, and then not much farther along the canal I've then got to start climbing up again and eventually going up through the Hatton flight of locks, which is another 21 locks. So it means that over the next few days I'm going to be dropping down about 130 feet and then climbing back up about 160 feet to get up to Hatton itself. So yeah, it's going to be a busy few days. It's going to get me fit, no doubt, doing all the lock gates. Hopefully there might be a little bit of help along the way, but we'll see. So let's get cruising. So I'm just setting off from just above the Calcutt Locks, making my way up towards Welsh Road, which is a few miles up the canal. So I'm just coming up to and passing Nelson's Wharf on my left hand side. So Nelson Wharf was once a thriving lime and cement works which dates back to 1857, and it became famous for its Cock brand of cement. The work closed in 1945, and today the wharf is the base for the private hire narrowboat Elegance, which can be booked through host seasons. So I'm just come up to bridge number 21, first of the day. And I think I'm right in saying it's Stockton Road that goes across it. So I'm just coming up to the first lock of the day, and this is the Stockton Locks, of which there are 9, with a drop of around 55 feet. And once again I've been lucky because there was a couple of CRT volunteers on the locks, the lady of which was a South African lady, and it was her first day on the locks and she'd done a great job. So despite the blue sky and the sunshine, you can see by the volunteer there that the towpaths are really quite wet and muddy still. This is the Blue Lias Inn, which takes its name from the clay and was originally an 18th century farmhouse. So this lockkeeper's cottage dates back to 1799. So this is looking back up the Stockton flight from the bottom lock. Another popular watering hole along the canal, the Two Boats. So I've made my way up the first locks of the day, the Stockton Locks, with 9 of those, and I was a bit lucky because I did get some help from the volunteers there. But I've also come through the Itchington lock, so and now I haven't got far to go before I get to the Calcutt Locks. There's a double lock and a single lock there. So I've just come under Bridge 28, the toll house bridge, and then past the toll house itself. And now I'm just about to go into the first of the Calcutt Locks. This is a double lock where one lock leads directly into the next, so it's going to be a bit of a first for me, this one. See the instructions there. As you can see, there's some serious leakage through this gate. Doesn't make it easy when you're coming in because you've literally got to redo the locks. Well, I've seen it all now. I've just come through the lock just before Bridge 29. There are 2 boats going up the lock flight. It's the Sea Scouts apparently. There's 14 Sea Scouts all doshed up with their you know, life preservers on and things like that. They've all got windows keys, and yet they're all sitting around and wouldn't help, even though myself and the guy that came in with me are both single-handed. Just looked at us and said, oh, we don't do the locks, you'll have to do them yourself. I mean, is that any way to teach people to come on the canals? So despite all the locks, it's been a pleasant day's cruising. I'm going to go through one more lock, which is the Welsh Road lock, under Bridge 30, and then I'm going to moor up and get myself something to eat and drink. I'm getting really thirsty and hungry. So I'm just getting ready to set off from my mooring from the last couple of nights, just beyond Bridge 30, which you can see behind me, and a lock just beyond that. I've got about 6 locks to go through today before I get to a point where I'm going to moor up. It's another point where I can take the car, which is handy. A bit overcast this morning, but not too cold, and at least the wind's died down. The last couple of days have been really, really windy. So at least it's going to make life a little bit easier with the wind just virtually non-existent today. So yeah, so off we go. So just set off. As I said, I think before, I've got 6 locks to go through this morning or today. It's not too far, only a few miles, but I'm going to be passing quite a lot of the HS2 complex workings. Never quite understood HS2. It's cost billions and billions and billions to make what seems to be very little progress, really. I read somewhere that all this work and all this money is only going to speed up the journey from London to Birmingham by about 15 minutes. So does it seem worth it? No, I don't think so. Personal opinion, of course. I start to see the cranes from the HS2 project. And then go under this next bridge, which is Bridge 31, and then we'll be literally right alongside the workings. Obviously doing a lot of pile driving. And it's all over this side as well. Noticed they've got a couple of kites flying, bird-like kites flying. Why, I have no idea. So if anyone's got any idea, let me know in the comments below. This is Bridge 31 that I'm just coming up to. These two boats, now in private ownership, were once part of the Fellows Morton and Claydon company that was the best known transport company in England between 1889 and 1947. Quite a lot of routes in the canal here. So just coming up to my first lock of the day. It's interesting because there's actually two locks. One is the lock where we go through the boat, and the other one is a weir lock that takes the water around the side down into the lower section. In fact, all the locks I've been on so far have all been this way. They've been a lock next to a weir lock. There's a lot of reeds growing along this section. It's quite thin here, but a little bit further along it gets really quite thick. As you can see, the reeds along here are quite thick. So it looks like I'm going to be lucky just coming out this second lock, so I might be able to go straight in. It's the second lock, lock number 20. So I've come through lock 21, I think that was. So yeah, they're coming thick and fast at the moment. So I'm just coming up to bridge 33, I think this is. In which case I'm just going to go probably one more bridge. I think it's another lock, or maybe two between the two bridges. Then I'm going to moor up. Just lots of wood and trees have been chopped down, so I might come a bit foraging later on, see if I can find some for the fire. My last lock of the day, Radford Bottom Lock, because once I'm through this lock I'm going to go under that bridge and then find a mooring. Ooh. As you can see, it's a lovely tranquil spot, and you can probably hear the birds in the background. So I'm underway. I'm surprised actually how quiet this section has been, considering it's the Grand Union Canal, one of the main routes. There's not been a lot of traffic on the canal at all over the last couple of days. A few boats obviously, but not many. Very few hire boats. I was expecting to see quite a few more of those as well. There's a winding hole. Nice big lump of log in the water as well there. It's a nice sight, all the blossom on the tree there. Lovely view from the houses out onto the canal. Lovely in the summer, sitting out there, barbecue, bottle of wine, just relaxing. Yeah, so just coming under that bridge, it appears as if I've just entering Royal Leamington Spa. Graffiti though around, but also some plants. And canal side art. Bridge 37A. Better than the scribbly graffiti you often see, or more often see. You can see here all the old industrial buildings, still used by the looks of things, but lots of graffiti. So, nice pub called the Moorings. Hoping to find somewhere to moor just along this next little stretch. I'm literally in the centre of Leamington Spa almost. So I ended this second leg of my cruise at Leamington Spa, found a good spot. I wanted to be nice and fresh because after leaving Leamington Spa, next big hurdle was going to be the Hatton flight of 21 locks. So I made a stop in Leamington Spa, a nice little mooring spot here, but also, which is even better, is, as you can see over there, if I aim in, it's right next to the Lidl store, so I can get my shopping as well. So yeah, it's been a good little stop this.